start it now, making history. We were part of a legendary story. We were made for this.
Hi, goats. This is Riley,
And Brycen.
back with another episode of Goats in the Making, where we talk about game-changing stories of life, sports, and faith.
On today's episode, we have the incredible honor of speaking to none other than Andy Archer.
Andy is one of the amazing pitchers for the Savannah Bananas. He has been entertaining fans all season with his no scrubs dance moves and skills on the mound, pitching an impressive 53 innings with 35 strikeouts and an average inning time of just over 4 minutes.
Known for his infectious optimism and unwavering dedication, Andy has become a beacon of positivity both on and off the field. Before joining the Bananas for the 2024 season, Andy played for the Rainbow Warriors at the University of Hawaii and undergraduate at Georgia Tech, where he was named the 2021 Brandon Adams Teammate of the Year award, which comes to no surprise to me. Welcome, Andy. It's amazing to have you here.
I'm impressed, gentlemen. You guys did your homework. I feel like you guys are laying out the red carpet for me. I appreciate it. I feel undeserving of it, but when I heard that you guys wanted to have me on, it was a no-brainer, and I was going to move mountains to make sure it was going to happen. So thank you, boys.
Thank you.
Well, how do you guys normally start? Do you like to pray it in or just get on into it?
We can pray it in.
All right, Bryce, you want to hit it?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Dear God, thank you for this show. Thank you for this opportunity. Most kids don't get this opportunity, and I know that this is the right path for us. Thank you for letting Andy on here. Thank you for letting the Bananas and Party Animals here. Thank you, God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Great prayer.
Riley?
Andy, are there any other things our guests should know about you?
Oh, that's a good question. I think one thing that you guys both know from experiencing it firsthand that more people need to know is that I love Waffle House. You need to get really well acquainted with what I like to call the All-Star Special. And that is my not so serious answer. But my serious answer is that I think one thing I would like to know, I don't know if you guys know this, but I sat at a desk for 2 years between my last game at UH and my first game for the Bananas. And not too many people know that. I made a video on it, but I think that's one thing I want people to know.
I watched that one. It was good.
I did too.
Thanks, guys.
We like to start off to get to know our guests with a few this or that and rapid fire questions.
So I got to answer it quick, right?
Yes.
All
Are
right.
you ready?
Uh-huh.
Fastball or cutter?
Cutter.
Peach cobbler or Dole Whip?
Peach cobbler.
Surfboard or fishing rod?
Surfboard. Easy.
Southern fried chicken or Loco Moco?
Loco Moco. Sorry, Mom. These are
Favorite
so good.
stadium? Favorite stadium you've played in?
Alex Box Stadium, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Shaved ice or sweet tea?
Shave ice, no D on the end.
Okay. Favorite Dalton Malden song?
So we like honey.
Mm-hmm.
These are some good questions, gentlemen. I'm impressed.
What is your favorite food?
Oh, gosh. I think about this all the time. There's so many that I like. I'm going to have to say Korean as a general category, Korean food. And then kalbi is my favorite. It's like beef short rib, but it's seasoned with all this amazing stuff. It's my favorite food of all time. So it comes in these segments where you've got three little bones and you eat all the meat, and then the bones have this little circle of fat around it. And if you really like it, then you just chew it out. You got to gnaw on it a little bit until that ring comes out, and there's a lot of flavor in it. If you do that, you're a psychopath, but if someone sees you do it, they'll be impressed.
That's funny.
Thank
Bring
you.
me that.
What?
Next game.
I'll have to make some for you, dude. I think that should be our next order of business. Yeah, you guys should have a cooking segment on there.
Yeah. Number 9. Favorite Bible verse?
All right, it's John 14:6. Jesus talking. He says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through me.
Do you like city or country?
Country. Get me out of the city.
Thank God I'm comfortable. Yeah.
These cities, man, they're not the same anymore, you know?
Nope.
No, sir.
All right, this one's funny. Thoughts on the mustache phase?
Okay. Well, so here's how this is gonna go. I'm gonna answer it first, and then I want to hear from you guys. Mustache phase, when I was working at a desk, I couldn't really have facial hair. I've always struggled in my life to grow it. For some reason, I don't have the genes to grow it quickly. I've got some teammates that have some great mustaches. I'm gonna give you two names. Reese Alexiadis, he's a Greek guy. Naturally, he's gonna have good facial hair. Robert Anthony Cruz. Those guys motivated me because they looked cool. And I was like, and they're two of my best friends. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should do this. Now my mom hates them. She really hates it. So I didn't tell her about it until it was too late. But here's what I did. I was growing one for 2 months and it was not going super well. But I don't quit very easily. I'm not easily deterred, I think. And so what I did was I went to Publix and I said, hey, do you guys have any mustache dye? They said, we got some. And it was $9. So I bought it and colored it in. It was so good that you could fill in this gap. You see this little like gap right here in between your yeah. So I wouldn't grow any hair there. So I colored it in with this dye. And then there's this guy's name's Chris Lemke, and he makes bobbleheads. And he was making me a bobblehead, and I've got it right here. You see that? He put a mustache on it. It's funny you asked that question because now I can never forget about that phase because Chris has immortalized it permanently in history. So that's what I think about it. I think it was an experiment. I wouldn't call it a failure. I wouldn't call it a success, but I would call it an experiment and one I'd be open to in the future. I see you've got other thoughts, so I'll let you maybe answer that question now.
So I was watching videos you made during that phase. Now I forgot all about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Did it scare you a little bit?
yeah.
A lot of people get scared by mustaches. They see one and they're like, whoa, I'm going to stay away from that guy. And I think as someone whose job is to be in front of fans all the time, and a lot of them are kids, I don't want to be like, hey, I don't want them to be like, is this guy a reliable guy to look up to? I think maybe that's what it comes down to. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's where I'm at on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley, you got
Yeah, what you got, Riley? What does your inner party animal say about this? Riley was there, and Brycen, I don't think you were there for this. There, we were at Dunkin' Donuts way long time ago, and I was there, and Riley was there, and his hair was longer at the time. That's one thing I remember about him. And that was right when I was starting to grow the mustache, and I was making videos, and I didn't know really what was going on, and I just went for it. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was like, I need to find out either the hard way, or yeah, I'm going to learn something about myself through this journey. I don't regret it either. Sorry, Mom. Do you guys ever see yourselves growing out a mustache one day? Either of you?
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What if okay, here's a question. Here's a better question. What if you guys were dating? Riley, are you 10 as well? Are other 10-year-olds dating at this point? Or
Other people are, but I'm not.
is this because you're not ready to date or your parents are like you're not dating?
I'm not ready.
You're not
I'm not.
ready? Okay. What if you were ready? Let's put this thing in a car and let's throw it down the road. Let's call it 10 years. You guys are 20. You guys are either playing minor league baseball or you're playing college baseball. And you meet a girl. Hey, I love the Lord, but I like guys who have a mustache. Would you grow one then? No. You said no. Why not?
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah.
Want a mustache.
What if you grew it and it looked cool? And she was like, all right, we can date.
Maybe.
Okay.
Not really.
Okay, I like that you've got some conviction in that answer. You said you would do it?
Yeah.
Would you talk to your mom about it?
Yeah.
Aren't moms just the best? How do they always know?
I just don't think I can. My dad can't, so I'm like,
Oh, you're that's hilarious. Yeah, we can talk about this in a few years when you guys are able to grow maybe a mustache.
We're gonna ask a couple questions about you and your baseball experience. All right,
Sweet, man.
question one. How and why are you always so joyful? I've noticed even when you throw 3 balls, you're still smiling and laughing going in the next pitch. How can players keep that positivity and mentality when they're in a high pressure situation?
First of all, thank you. People will tell me that sometimes, and I don't even notice it. They're like, "Why do I smile?" And I'm like, "What?" I think, yeah, my joy comes from the Lord. We talk about spiritual gifts, and you can look in the New Testament, and it talks a lot about them. There's like prophecy, there's tongue, interpretation of tongues, healing, just name a few. But I strongly believe that my joy is one of my spiritual gifts. I don't think it's something that I've always had. For the people that have known me for a long time, they can attest to that. I'm always having fun. I try and find the positive in every situation. I've been 3-0 on a couple guys this year, but even when that's happening, I'm still having fun no matter what. I think part of it is just because I have this sense of gratitude still playing, having been removed from the game for 2 years and just having this new life where I'm like, oh my gosh, no matter what happens here, this is so cool that I'm even on a mound in the first place. Wearing bananas across my chest with the coolest dudes I've ever met in my dugout and on the field behind me. I can be 3-0, I can get up a home run, and I'm still having fun. And I'm still just grateful to be there. And I think just reminding myself of how I got to that position in the first place is a really easy way for me to be like, you know what? I'm having fun. And I think for younger players, that just to answer that second part, because it was a great one, is just, yeah, that mindset of finding a positive in anything. So, yeah, there's going to be games where the party animals are spanking us, or you guys are in a situation where maybe your team's on a tough stretch, you're losing by a lot. But it's just finding those little things to remind yourself, hey, all my friends are here. I'm playing baseball. I'm having fun. My parents made this happen for me. They love me so much. I'm grateful. Even though this thing's not going my way here, but find those little things that you're grateful for and let that be the reason for you being happy and joyful.
Such good advice. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. That's a great question, man. Great job, Riley.
Okay. Number 2. What's your favorite baseball memory?
That's a good question. I've got a lot of them. I'm going to give you 3. I'm going to keep them quick. First one that comes to mind, University of Hawaii. We had a small roster my last year. The roster limit was like 40. We had 29 guys. Super small roster, like unheard of small. And that was good because our head coach always said the smaller a circle is, the easier it is to get tight. And when you got a tight circle, nothing gets in and nothing gets out. That was our mentality. Later in the year, there was this little thing that a lot of people called COVID. A bunch of guys on our team were feeling a little sick later in the year. A bunch of them tested positive. And next thing you know, we had a series where we had about 15 or 16 players eligible to play in a 3-game series in our conference against University of California, San Diego. So it was like the public school, UCSD. And we rolled in with skeleton squad, dude. We might have a pitcher playing shortstop, a pitcher playing left field. We don't know what's going to happen. Like, we've got legit 16 or 15 players right now. And we went in and we didn't care. And we swept them. And it was just that epitome of everything we have is everything we need. It doesn't matter who's sick, who's healthy. We had such a tight bond that we were going to stop whoever we played that weekend. So that was a great one. My second favorite memory is my senior year of high school. I played with a group of guys all the way from 8th grade through our senior year, and we won a middle school championship. We won a state championship the year before. This year, it was our senior year, and I was the only guy from that group going to play college baseball. So it was all of our last time playing together, and we weren't really supposed to be very good. But in similar fashion to that story I just shared about UH, we just had the best team chemistry ever. So we were able to bond, come together, and we made it all the way back to the state championship. Unfortunately, we did lose, but it was that magical moment of we weren't even supposed to be there in the first place. And we did it anyway. And that's why it was so special. And those guys, I still talk to them all the time. Super grateful for that. And they've been amazing supporters of me. And then that third memory, for me, it was really emotional. It was my last time ever pitching at Georgia Tech. So that's where, I grew up. Brycen, you're a big Gators fan. You love them. And that's how I was with Georgia Tech growing up. My parents both went there. I grew up going to the games, and I was always like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. I'm dreaming about wearing the white and gold, and I got to do that. And I think I just consider myself blessed at all that I got to do that at all. But my last ever game, we're in the NCAA tournament elimination game, win or go home. Winner gets to play Vanderbilt for the championship. And I pitched a complete game shutout, saving the bullpen, team on my back, 130 pitch, complete game. Just kind of, I don't know, dug deep and made it happen to give my team a chance to succeed in the next game. I'll never forget, after this complete game, I was so tired. I drank a full half gallon of milk in the bullpen immediately after the game. It was just that emotional moment of, hey, I'm staring this thing down, and if we lose this game, I don't know what's coming next. I don't know if I'm going to get drafted. Hopefully, I don't know what my future holds, but this may be my last ever game wearing a GT uniform. And they are trusting me with the ball, and I'm going to do the best I can. I think those are the three. That's a long answer, I know, but the three, I think, maybe strongest memories that come to mind when I think about my baseball career.
I just imagine a PO playing shortstop.
Isn't that crazy? When you guys go to play college baseball, which I recommend, I know that you guys, hopefully you'll have the opportunity to get drafted out of high school, but I say go to college. It's crazy stuff like that happens. You never know when you're going to be so short on pitching that a position player pitches or everyone gets sick or hurt, and then all of a sudden we got to put some position players in on the field or pitchers in the field. So that crazy stuff, that's why baseball's so funny, man. It's so good. Yeah, great question. Before I forget, I got a question for you, Brycen. And this is maybe on the same note as your mustache question, but what are we thinking about the mullet? Not to get sidetracked, but what was the inspiration there? What does your family think about it, and what are your plans for it?
I saw this one kid, I forget his name, but he looked really cool with it. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I want to look like that. And then my brother was like, I want one.
Yeah.
So he did it.
Well, Bear is definitely the kind of kid who needs a mullet, I feel like. But yeah, dude, you've been rocking that for a while. It's getting long. What do your classmates think about it? What do your teachers think about it?
One of my teachers, whenever he walks by, he has his pen and he's like,
Oh, that is hilarious.
and it's funny. Tomorrow I'm going to bring the clippers.
So it's pretty much an icon, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So the plan is to keep it then? Is that safe to say? Yeah, that's pretty American, man. Yeah, I think that, yeah, you see a dude in a mullet, you can pretty much be like, all right, this guy's from the USA. And there's not really much else to say than that, you know? Forgive me for, getting us sidetracked. I was just curious.
Best Terror Award in arrows. So, I mean, I'm probably
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you got Team Hype Man and Best Hair. It wasn't, yeah, those two things are, I don't want to say that they are related, but I don't want to say that they're unrelated. You've got a guy with great hair. You can trust him. He's going to do things above and beyond for his team. So that's good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, Riley, you got another question?
Have you ever had people make fun of you or say you're not good enough in baseball? How do you
Oh, yeah.
that?
Sorry, what was the second part of that?
How do you ignore people like that?
Yeah, dude. For me, the biggest thing I thought of was people always told me that I was so skinny. I got made fun of a lot for it. I remember, I transferred schools when I was in the 8th grade. I went to this new school. I didn't know anybody, and all those friends, they had been together, a lot of them since kindergarten. So I'm the new guy, the odd man out. But I remember I got invited to a pool party, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got invited. These are all the cool kids at school. This is amazing. And so they took pictures, and there's a picture, and my arm is out of the pool. I'm leaned up against the wall. There's a football player, and his arm's right next to mine. His arm is 5 times the size of mine. I'm just a skinny guy. He's this big football player. And it gets posted to Facebook. Everyone at school is commenting, oh my gosh, Andy's so skinny. I'm brand new in this school, and people are making fun of me for being so skinny. What do I do about this? So I would wear undershirts all the time. I would always wear pants instead of shorts just because I was like, are people gonna make fun of me for being so skinny? I hated it so much. I really struggled with that. Some of it was out of my control, but when you were 13, 14 years old. Changes are going to start happening. I'll leave the rest for your fans to explain. Yeah, I remember just being disappointed by that and just worried and nervous. And, in hindsight, I laugh because it's so silly. I made a video a few weeks ago about being a late bloomer. That's true in baseball for sure. The kids that are the best players at 9, 10, 11, 12 years old are often not the best players by the time it's time to commit to colleges and by the time that MLB draft rolls around. I've seen you guys play. You guys are both studs, absolute studs. And I think that's amazing. But there may come a moment where you feel like you're behind the curve a little bit, whether that's in baseball, whether that's in life. There may come that day. And I just want to remind you guys that the journey is really never over. Where you are now is not where you're going to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. And I want that to be encouragement to both of you guys, is that if you ever find yourself in that moment, I've been there. And I never want that to stop you guys from dreaming so big. And, this world's getting only crazier. And you guys know that. But when you see Perfect Game and all these people talking about velos and all this stuff, you're running your own race. And that's really just against yourself. And there's going to be other people alongside you. Life's not about comparing yourself to others, but really it's about just doing the best of what you got. I have a lot of confidence that you guys are going to play college pro baseball and hopefully banana ball, but I want to see where the normal baseball journey will take you guys first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great. Never know how words affect.
Yeah. And when you're young, it's hard to have that sense to be like, I can't take this to heart. You guys have amazing parents. I know for a fact they're putting you in such a good position to succeed. You guys are super blessed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, we got a couple more questions.
All right,
Oh,
Brycen.
doing a great job, boys.
Thanks.
How am I doing? Am I doing a good job?
Oh, you're doing amazing. Okay. Number 4. One of the first times I got to hear from you was a preseason interview when Josh asked you what you would be doing if you weren't playing banana ball.
Mm-hmm.
You said you'd either be a teacher or a pastor. I just thought that was so cool. My coach with pastors, I've learned so much from them. Not just baseball, but how to treat others, about Jesus and all he's done for us. I just thought that you were someone that I could learn from a lot, and I was really excited to meet you. What were your expectations going into your first season?
Yeah, man. First, before I answer that, I want to say thank you for the kind words. I think I've got my dad as an inspiration. He is a Bible teacher. A lot of that's influenced by my dad, and the example he set for me and the role model he's been for our family has been amazing. The first season for me has been completely crazy, amazing, and unbelievable, but it's been really hard at times for me. We've been traveling since January, and it is now September. That's a long, long time to be on the road. It's cool that you have been on some of those stops. It's been cool to see both you guys because you are amazing support. When we see you guys there, we're really motivated to do a good job because we think you guys are cool and we want to do, well for you because you guys are some of our favorite players. But the other part of that is it's a lot of travel, and traveling's hard when you don't really spend more than 2 or 3 days in one spot. I'm coming from Hawaii where it just felt like life was a little slower. The biggest adjustment for me was just the pace. I think I am still adjusting to it in a lot of ways. The good parts have been unbelievable. I think I have been in a clubhouse this year with the coolest group of guys that I've ever met in my entire life. Whenever it gets hard, it's always, you know what? I got so many other guys that I love doing the exact same thing as me. We could do this together. That's really what it comes down to. Whatever happens, a crazy travel, doubleheader, 4 hours of sleep, or a 2 a.m. bus, we're going to do it together. It's going to be okay. And then it's getting able to meet guys like you. Brycen, getting to coach you at the tournament was one of my top moments of the season because I got to see you be a leader. I got to see you step up, have fun, be yourself, and then watch your teammates look to you as the guy to set the pace, set the tone. Hey, what does this really look like? Well, guess what? We've got Brycen here to be the tip of the spear on this thing. lead from the front. When I think back a year ago, I was just sitting at a desk, and I'm not knocking that at all, but it's just not the same as getting to watch guys like you step up and step into the shoes that the Lord prepared for you. I'm just so grateful because moments like that and just the team chemistry we have is super special. So
How can we give back to you guys for that?
you're already doing it. I'll use a perfect example. Smash Baseball, when you made so many videos, one comes to mind and it's you doing Chase Acuff's walk up, crushing it, and all your teammates are there. Yeah, yeah, and you guys are just smiling, having so much fun. It's moments like that when we travel so much, we are always go. We don't always know the impact, and we don't always remember that there are eyes on us. So when we see something like that, it's encouraging because we're like, wow, we are doing something and you guys are having fun doing it too. Another one is when you guys recreated one of my videos about calling my teammates the wrong name and told your teammates, I love you. That was cool because I'm like, wow, this is bigger than just a social media video. This is teammates getting closer, teammates becoming brothers. Dude, I would say you're already doing it in a way you don't even imagine, bro. So I'm really grateful for that, Riley. You're the man, so keep it up.
Brother.
Yeah, Brada. Here, I'm gonna send this in the chat. We gotta make sure we get this right when you guys ever come out to Hawaii. Ready? Boom. You guys see it? Good stuff. Bryson's shotgun is a lot better than yours, Riley. What do you have to say about that? That's funny. And yeah, you're already doing it. I'm super grateful. You're crushing it.
Question 5. How can we protect youth athletes and their arms from the risk of overthrowing?
Good question. I was floored the other day when you guys and your parents were talking about how many pitches some of these kids are throwing your age. It's unbelievable. I don't know specifics as far as guidelines goes, but no 9 or 10-year-old should be throwing 100 pitches in a game. That is sickening. I hate that there are coaches out there that are willingly doing this to their players. The best way that you guys can protect your arms is picking the right coach.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like you guys both have amazing coaches who want to protect you guys, put you in position to succeed. So to any youth player or parent of a youth player, you need to pick the right coach because your coaches have had such a good impact on you on the field, off the field. That's so true. And it's so important because not only are they going to teach you to compete, put you in a good position to succeed, but they're also going to try their best to keep you healthy and on the field. Brycen, when you're out there slugging 2-minute innings, when you're working quick, that's going to be hard to pull you out of the game. But a good coach is going to do what's best for you and the longevity of your career. And I know you have that. My advice, find the right coach.
Yeah, my coach gives us like 1-2 innings per game to pitch.
I think that's great.
I was at one game and this kid was pitching. He pitched like 5 innings and like 100 pitches.
Oh,
and the coach walked out and he was like, "You're good," and poured some water on his neck.
well, I told this story before, but when I got my Tommy John surgery at 21, and 21, by the way, is a young time to have Tommy John. I know it's getting younger and younger, but when you think about when that surgery became popular, it was for pitchers in their 30s and 40s. And I got it at 21, and that's almost the standard now, which is crazy. When I went in, there was a kid his age getting Tommy John surgery. And that's not the kid's fault. It's the coach's fault. You guys are asking the best questions here. Definitely encourage you guys that you have great coaches that are going to not let you get to that point. Another way to prevent it, I think, is drinking a lot of chocolate milk. But I know you guys, we went to Waffle House together. We had some. And that was a beautiful moment of you guys.
And this follows up with that. Number 6, what would be your top tips for a youth athlete who is focusing on his nutrition?
I would honestly say eat as much as you possibly can. When you guys are your age and so active, your metabolism is so quick, but you're also burning through so many calories. It means that because you guys are young and active, you need a lot of food to keep up with your lifestyle. In baseball, it's really important that you have enough energy. Think about it, Florida summers. You guys are sweating so much. it's 100 degrees and it's muggy. If you are not having enough food, your recovery is going to be not as good. You're going to be dehydrated and you're not going to perform up to your peak and you are at a greater risk for injury. So yeah, when I think about nutrition, I would just say eat as much as you can. This is my number one recommendation. Whenever someone's like, Andy, how do I throw harder? I'm like, drink chocolate milk. Here's why. 9 grams of protein per serving. It tastes good. It's got some sodium in there. It's an important part of staying hydrated. When you are drinking stuff that's really protein rich and it tastes good, that's money because mass equals gas. When you guys are growing, you need enough food to make sure your bodies are keeping up with your lifestyles. I love Waffle House personally. I'm a steak guy as well. I like ribeye. I like it cooked rare. I don't know if I would recommend that for some 10-year-olds as rare steak, but maybe when you guys get a little older, that'll be good.
I go medium rare.
Oh, you guys are amazing, man. Yeah, you get that medium rare steak. It's wow, the Lord is real. Just eat as much as you can.
To make it worse for me at school, my lunch is at 1:30. So
Oh,
we gotta eat a big lunch every day.
what time does school start?
Yeah,
Dude, so you were going from
we get
8:30 to
in-
1:30 with no food?
Yeah. Mhm.
Have
And to
snack-
make it worse, we have recess right before, and we have specials at the very start of the day.
Dude, do you bring snacks? What do you do?
Yeah, we bring snacks.
What are you guys snacking on these days?
I'm trying to bring an apple.
I bring
You
peanut
like apples, dude? I've never really liked them too much. I think they're good for you. I just don't really like the taste.
for snack. I usually eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Ooh, nice. Dude, here's the thing about apples. I wish I liked them because I feel like they're at school. Apples are everywhere. You bring your teacher an apple, but you can't go anywhere in school without seeing an apple. It's crazy. I don't know how it got to that point. Here's a question for you guys talking about school. What needs to change about school? So you guys are 10 years old and you guys are in school from 8:30 to what? Here's my thing, man. I don't think boys were designed at 10 years old to sit in a classroom all day. I don't think that was the intention. What do you guys think about that? What can we change about school?
I like school because you get to see your friends. A classroom all day is not good.
No,
Oh,
it's not good for your legs.
I personally like school, but I hate our schedule.
everyone's there. It's like, what's going to happen today?
Our midday schedule is
Like you just
perfect.
get to hang out with all your friends.
Is it hard for you guys to pay attention sometimes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
kind of.
and that's a good thing. Like, I don't think we were made to do that.
There's construction paper in his room. Go over there, make like dog hands out of them.
And you guys are smart kids, so I'm gonna ask you this. You guys obviously know the importance of education and learning, but there's probably a better way to do it than what's happening. So I want to ask both of you, what would your ideal school day look like? And I think outside the box. I'll go first. I would say my ideal school day would take place outdoors. I want to hear from you guys. What would your schedule look like? Your idea? How long would you be learning for? Where would you be learning, and what would you be learning, and how?
I got mine.
All right, I want to hear it.
Early in the morning, I would go math, probably math and
You go
science.
math first. Why is
Math
that?
and
Because
science.
you like it the best. Yeah. Oh,
I do.
I'm a big math guy.
dude, me too. Math is so cool.
Matt.
And then I would go lunch at 11. Right before lunch would be recess. And then you'd have lunch. After that, you'd probably come back to writing and ELA. And then specials at like 1. And
Okay.
then be done with specials at free time the rest of the day.
Wow. So you would put yourself in school from 8 until about 2.
I wouldn't really mind that.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
I'm having fun. Might as well.
That's a great answer because you stack things in a way that makes sense. So that's good stuff. Yeah. All right. All right, Bryson, what you got?
It would take place on a baseball field.
Oh yeah.
I like the outside idea. So first, once we got there, it would be math, then science, and then we would jump into resource, like activities and stuff, and then recess, and then lunch, and then social studies.
Social studies needs to be in the afternoon. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We know that. Well, dude, the person that made math is just amazing, dude. I mean, you guys are 10 and you guys love math. Like, dude, think of like someone all of a sudden one day was like, wow, okay, 2 plus 2 is 4. Next thing you know, we are on computers talking to each other on Zoom. because of math, dude.
Yeah.
It's just a little. Oh gosh, dude. I mean, we could talk about this all day.
Well, Riley, you got any questions?
Not really, but let's go to 7. How did you deal with not getting signed by the Rays, and how did you move forward instead of giving up?
Dude, I was so devastated by that. Oh my gosh. So, and just a little backstory for maybe some people tuning in. After I finished up my last year at Georgia Tech, had a great year, had a great end to the year. I thought I was going to get selected to the MLB draft. And that was my dream always. I want to play pro baseball. I grew up watching baseball. I love this sport. I want to do it for my job. It felt it was within my grasp. The whole year I had met with scouts and organizations who were like asking me questions about signing and what would it look like for you. And I felt like I tasted it. I had an advisor at the time, Mike Moy, amazing man. And he just was able to guide me through the process. And we had such a good plan. And then when the Rays called and they were like, we want to sign you, I was like, this is that moment. I walked on. I was never a scholarship guy, never the best player. Like I told you guys, behind the curve in a lot of ways growing up. And so I kind of felt like this is that perfect moment. It's really gonna happen. When it didn't, it was like, wow. All right, God, you're gonna do something with this. I know you are because you wouldn't put this dream right in front of me for my whole life and then have me be so close for something amazing not to happen. So I trusted. One moment that was really special was within 5 minutes of like dreams shattered. My grandpa was there and he's like my number one fan. He always tells me, he signs every text like your number one fan. He had already changed his phone background to the University of Hawaii logo. It was like, all right, we don't have time to sit here and sulk about it. Your next chapter is happening. You still get to play. There's a reason why I'm wearing this age right now. You know what I'm saying? It was hard, but I had my family all around me at the moment, and we were all just like, all right, next chapter, let's do this thing. It was a quick flip of the switch. I'm so glad because U8 was the coolest experience ever. It opened the chapter for what would become my favorite chapter of all time.
Speaking about Hawaii, I watched this
Mm-hmm.
video about your last game. How did that feel when you were out there hugging all your teammates?
It started that morning. It was so funny, man. My best friend Cole, we always parked right next to each other in the parking lot. And the day of our last game, we just happened to park at the exact same time. We were walking the field, and it was like, this is my last time ever putting on a uniform. I'm crying a little bit because I'm sad. I don't want it to be over. But Cole, he's not crying. He's, what are you crying about? This is going to be such a good day. He just gave me that perspective before anyone even saw me, before I even stepped in the stadium, that we should be grateful for what's about to happen. It was so surreal going through a day where, and I hope you guys never have to experience this, you feel like it's your last ever time putting on the cleats, warming up, playing catch, things that we do every single day as baseball players and sometimes take for granted. Remembering the feeling of thinking I was doing all these things for the last time was horrible. I hope it never comes for you guys. Hope that you get to play for 20 years in the MLB and you get to decide when you're done playing. But it was not a good feeling, and I remember it about as clear as I remember anything else in my whole life. That's why I've got this extended sense of gratitude because I went through that feeling of I'll never get to do this again. It's now I get to do it all the time, and so it's awesome.
Fast forward a couple years, what did you do at tryouts to stand out for the Bananas?
Oh gosh, I did something that the Ten Commandments says not to do, which is I lied. I lied to the Bananas and I told them that I had been training. I told them that I was still in throwing shape and all this kind of stuff, which was untrue. It was untrue, but I had to bet on myself a little bit. I tried out for the Bananas less than a month after getting reconstructive shoulder surgery. I trained just from dude surfing up to that point, and then I couldn't even move my arm until it was time to try out. I would do stairs every day. I did this Cocoa Head hike because I had to get in cardio shape. I trained my throwing arm. I go to the park. I had like a bag of 6 baseballs. I would throw them against the fence, walk, pick them up, walk back, and keep throwing them. When I showed up to tryouts, I showed up in a full suit. Here's why. You only get to make one first impression on somebody. I wanted it to be a good one. And it was on Coach Gillum, who's now my head coach. And Barry Aldridge, who on the player side, he's a big influence on putting these rosters together. He was my contact leading up to that point. So he was a guy I wanted to make a good first impression on. I ripped off my suit bottoms and I was wearing a bathing suit. But I kept on my button-down shirt and my tie for the past 2 years. When I was a business worker, I had my tie, my button-down shirt, but I also had my swim trunks on because I was surfing all the time. It was something unique to me. People were like, what is this guy? Who is this maniac? Why is he dressed like that? Maybe we need to call the cops. But for me, it was natural because it was kind of my life for
Party
like
animal.
2 years. I was throwing low 90s after not really pitching for 2 years. And so that's what surfing does for you, boys. Hey, going back to your other question, good thing for young pitchers to do is surf. Get those shoulders strong, get that back strong, get in that sunshine. But I'm getting distracted. But yeah, I pitched in the 90s wearing a swimsuit and a button-down shirt and a tie.
It's all business on the top, but there's a party on the bottom.
Yeah. That's what people say when they see you play, dude. That's that mullet shake right there. Uh-huh. I got a question for you guys. If you had to play for one of the three teams, the Bananas, the Party Animals, or the Firefighters, who would you pick? I know Riley's. I think I know Brycen's too, but I want to make sure. What about Bear? What team would Bear play for?
Party animals.
I knew you were going to say that. I agree.
Any party animals like Bam Bam? Oh, yeah,
What'd you say?
If it's with Jordan or Bam Bam, he's in.
Yeah. Well, dude, Bam Bam is the greatest, bro. He's the best.
He's strong.
Dude, he is a gym rat. That's for sure. He's a gym rat. I got distracted.
Okay, we can start a new segment now.
This is a little segment of the podcast that we like to call home run or strikeout. Home run is if you like it.
Okay.
We're gonna ask you a series of topics, and you're gonna decide if they're a home run or a strikeout.
Do you want me to elaborate or do you want me to just answer quick? I want to have the option to expand on it if I want to.
But you have the option.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Okay, Riley, you want to go number one?
Socks with sandals.
Home run, dude. Grand slam. Huh? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good question.
Okay, number two, pineapple on pizza.
Oh, strike out, bruh. No. No.
I thought it was gonna be a home run.
Dude, I love pineapple. I love pizza. I don't think that the Lord intended for humans to put. And here's the thing, bro. Humans, we've messed up a lot of things. Think about milk, man. I've said this to my teammates. We've got how many animals produce milk? We've got goats, we've got cows, all these amazing milks. But think about this, and we've got these milks, and all of a sudden someone said, I'm gonna turn this almond into milk. And I feel like it's the same thing with pineapple and pizza. I'll advocate against that.
Oh.
What was the next question?
All right, I'm pretty sure you'll say home run on this, but baseball video games.
Home run. Oh yeah. That will be the show. Great one.
Oh yeah.
Playing
Home
that
run.
like 30 minutes ago.
Are you a Diamond Dynasty guy?
Yeah, I am.
Oh gosh, dude.
I
So
play
fun.
ranked.
I haven't got it in a few years, but we got some guys on the team that play.
This one's a double for me. Number four, T Swift. Taylor Swift.
Oh, you said that's a double for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go double as well. But I want to hear your reason first.
Some of her music's good, but some of it's not really.
I agree. People are like, oh my gosh, Andy, do you know the song The Archer? I'm like, I know it, but I don't really like it. She had one good album. It was her first one. It was the country album. She's had a few good songs since then, but I feel like it's been.
I don't know why so many people go.
Yeah, dude. And I've got Jackson Olsen, my teammate. He loves her, and I love him. But dude, that first album was amazing.
It's a home run for me.
Riley, no. Riley, tell me
I just like a couple songs.
what songs do you like?
It's mainly a home run because I did a Jackson Olsen walk-up song at the Bananas tournament. And that just now I think Taylor Swift's kind of cool.
That's the Jackson Olsen effect of making everything cool.
Yeah.
Riley, you bring up a good point, but I think I gotta stay with Brycen, bro. I gotta say double.
Okay, Riley, you got number five.
All right. This one's good because It's roller coasters. You didn't come to Cedar Point with us, but that
Would have been fun.
Those roller
Oh,
coasters.
roller coaster. Oh, that's the question. I'm gonna say home run. I'm gonna say home run, and here's why. I'm an American at the end of the day. And one thing that Americans like to do is we like to do things big and a little dangerous. Here's the thing about roller coasters, man, is you get to stare down the giant, but you're like, wow, this thing is huge. I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway because you got to be brave a little bit. But then it's also that trade-off of, hey, it's gonna be so fun. I think it's really American at the end of the day for dudes in the summertime to get with their families out to the park, get on some roller coasters, man. You're sweating. You're getting on the roller coaster and you're having a blast. So yeah, home run for me. Easy.
I mean,
for me, it's a grand slam. I'm like the biggest roller coaster fan. I go on any roller coasters.
I didn't know that you were such a big fan of roller coasters, dude.
from the top.
Wait, say it again. You can see
I
three
went on-
states from
I
which
went on
one?
top of this 350-foot ride
Yeah.
at Cedar Point, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana.
Pennsylvania is on the right side. Ohio's where it's in, and to the left is Indiana.
I think it makes sense that a kid from Florida would be this passionate about roller coasters. I think that's a compliment. That is your grand slam, complete the cycle, walk off. Is that wow? That's amazing. But I didn't know this about you, dude. Well,
Oh,
Bryson, what is that for you, dude? What is your cycle, grand slam, walk off? For
that's
me,
hard.
it's surfing.
I've never tried surfing, but it looks fun.
What about stuff that you tried?
So much tried. That's
Pizza.
Yeah, it's hard. Oh, dude, pizza. When you guys get pizza, what do you get? Pepperoni or cheese?
Pepperoni.
and some meatballs on it.
I think anyone that gets pizza with no toppings, just plain, I don't really trust you. You can't tell me that cheese pizza is better than pepperoni pizza or meatball pizza. You
Like
can't.
it's just cheese and red sauce. That's it.
Yeah.
Like at least add the pepperoni or something.
It's like playing baseball, no bat and no glove. We can't even enjoy it without these things. And why even do it in the first place if we don't have our pepperoni and our meatballs? It's just crazy, dude.
What do you get on pizza?
Great question. I get pepperoni and mushrooms always.
I don't
And
think
my new thing is I put a lot of salt on I get like flaky salt, put it on.
Okay, so number 6. I know this one you're gonna love. You're gonna love these. You're gonna love this one.
Okay.
Nicknames for teammates.
All right. Great question. I want you to give me one of my teammates and I'll tell you what I call him.
Let's go with Reese.
Okay. I call him Lexi because Alexiadis.
Yep.
I call him Lexi. I call him Reeser. I call him Superman. Call him Friend. He's my road roommate. When we travel, I live by myself in Savannah, but when we travel, he's my road roommate. He's a coffee addict. All right, give me another teammate.
Noah Bridges.
Oh, one of my best friends. I call him Noah Bridgers. Here's why, dude. Sometimes you need to bring your friends back down to earth. And so Noah, I've always called him by the wrong name on purpose. I think one, because I love him, two, to humble him a little bit. Funny story. When you have an iPhone and you text someone their name, the phone recognizes your contact and it boldens the name. So if I was going to text Brycen and be like, Brycen, it would pop off the screen. And it does that based on how you save their contact in your phone. I've got Noah's name misspelled in my phone on purpose. And so I sent him that one time and he was like, you know, I can see this. And so I call him Noah Bridgers, even though he's Noah Bridges. I also call him I call him Little Bridge. He doesn't do legs as much as he should. I'm in there squatting, I'm in there hitting reverse lunges. He's in there hitting bench press. I'm like, Little Bridge, you need to have some of this. That's my guy. So I call him Little Bridge.
How about Reggie?
I got a million names. Reg, Legend, Reginald. His middle name is LaRue, so I call him LaRue sometimes. Call him my friend. I call him, the next Michael Jordan. I call him Coach. I call him a lot of stuff. Coach Rack, I call him Rock. I call him Roger because his name's Robert, so obviously you can't call him that. So I call him Roger. He has this thing. I don't know why he does it. He like bites my shoulder sometime. I don't know why he does it, but he pulled a prank on me today. He pulled a prank on me today. I can't share the details of it He pulled the funniest prank I've ever had a teammate pull on me. I've got video. I don't think we can share it with the public yet. One of my best friends, I call him Roger mostly. I'll show you guys in person. You guys will love it. Whole team
Who
was in
gave you the
on it.
nickname Randy?
Randy, that was Jackson. I was calling everyone the wrong name, and I guess Jackson started calling me Randy. We were playing Fortnite, and he's called me Randy. Then everyone started calling me that. Even Biko and Josh from our broadcast team call me Randy. I've never been called this in my life.
If you had to have a nickname for me, what would it be?
Oh, that is a good question. I'm trying to think of some party animal-esque nickname. Riley Rager's a
Riley?
good one. I think maybe Rager's up there. Riley. Coes would be a good one. You gotta do something with your first name or your last name. I think Coes would be a good one. Rage. I feel like a Rager, dude. That's where my heart's at.
How about me?
Oh, you've got the Morgan Wall. You've got the Theo Vaughn Mullet. And so, gosh, dude, that's such a good question. But your last name is so cool. Judah's, you can't really, I'm trying to think. B's an easy one. I might call you Theo for the haircut. Redneck, Florida man, party
Party.
pup. Dude, what do you think about that?
I like it.
Bryson, what do your teammates call you?
None, really, nothing.
My teammates sometimes call me Sonic because I hit an inside the park run and the lights turned off literally the second I stepped on home.
You're running at the speed of light, bro. So naturally they're calling you Sonic. Bryson, you seem like the guy who's actually making the nicknames.
Yeah.
You seem facilitating the nicknames rather than being called them by other people.
I'm trying to make them up for my team.
I'm just trying to like figure out. You've got Bible verses behind you. You've got also Charizard. You've also got a Gator head. And I think that anyone with this kind of collection going on behind them, I think is unpredictable a little bit. And oh yeah, dude. Well, guess what? I got something to show you. You recognize that? Huh? What is that?
My card.
That's your card, baby. Come on.
I have 3 banana balls behind me.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff, man. What else? Home run or strikeout?
All right, this one, it's for during the off season. Wearing pajamas all day.
I'm gonna say double. I'm gonna say double. Here's why. My PJs are just a pair of shorts and a shirt with no sleeves.
Just like a t-shirt and some shorts.
You guys live in Florida. So I'm going back to Hawaii. You can wear shorts and a cutoff shirt, and you're good, dude. You can wear that to church, to the office, to the beach, to the gym, and you want to be because, dude, when you guys are slamming chocolate milk and the honeys are running around and they see you in that cutoff shirt, it's like, uh-oh, we need to be careful here. So yeah, I would say double for that.
Okay, number 8. Superstitions at games. Game time.
So my teammates, they always make fun of me for this, but I eat a lot. There's this one time where, honestly, I had a couple of cheeseburgers in my backpack. I had probably 3 of them. It's like this. You were in a situation where you have a long time between the start of school and lunch. So what do? You bring some snacks. I want to make sure I'm prepared, and so I've got cheeseburgers ready to go. When it's our time, we're ready. My teammates want this out, and now they call me a cheeseburger guy and stuff like that before the game. They pranked me one time because they took my bag and put 15 cheeseburgers in it. In front of the whole team, they're like, whose bag is this with 15 cheeseburgers in it? It was my bag, and I'm like, because I had 3 in there, everyone was like, he's serious about this. So yeah, my superstition is I think just cheeseburgers during the game would be one of mine for sure.
Okay.
Before we end tonight, we would like to give you an award based on what we love about you.
Okay, I'm ready.
We proudly present you with the Aloha Ace Award. This honor is reserved for those who exemplify the spirit of aloha through their kindness, support, and dedication on and off the baseball field. Your positive attitude and selfless actions inspire and uplift everybody around you, making you a true ace in our opinion.
Boys, I'm honored. One of my favorite awards that I've gotten to receive in baseball. I think that award is one that I would also give to both of you guys. So I'm humbled. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's the one thing you'd like to tell your 10-year-old self?
Make sure you're always having fun doing what you're doing. And I think mostly true, but I also think there's a point where discipline is more important than having fun. There's always going to be a place in life for having fun and making sure that what you're doing is giving you life and not taking it. But I also think about the life of Jesus and where he says, deny yourself and pick up your cross and follow me. And I think there's a balance between pursuing the passions that you have, the things that make us unique, but also using those talents and abilities to further the gospel. Surround yourself with people who've got it figured out. I had people at that point that I knew didn't have it figured out. And so I would just tell my 10-year-olds to hang out with other life givers and lean into them and learn from them so that one day you might be the same for someone else. You guys are studs. You guys are dudes that if I was 10, I would love to be you guys buddies and run around and win a ton of baseball games and dominate. That's why you guys' friendship's so cool, man. You guys got something special going. Can't wait to see what you guys are going to do with this podcast, what you guys are going to do in baseball. It's cool.
So you have some questions, you said, right?
Okay, so I want to hear more of podcasting so far. You guys have only done a few. I want to hear what's been good about it, what's been hard, and then I want to hear about when you guys had Murph and Bougie. What was your biggest takeaway from those guys?
Riley, you want to go first?
I'm still thinking.
I got mine. That prep is the key, and that we gotta just keep going, and one day it'll snap, and we'll get it.
Prep is the key?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Thanks.
Prep is the key. Look at you. All right, Riley, what you got?
Still thinking.
While you're thinking on it, Bryce, what is hard about? Because obviously prep is key. So you have to put in a lot of prep work for these podcasts. What's hard about that?
Memorizing the lines, because
You want it to be natural. Also, you have things that you want to say, things you want to ask about, right?
yeah.
What about future guests? Who else do you guys want on here?
Next week we have Max Freeze
And
Jason Swan.
Wow. Those are legends right there. Those are great guys.
We gotta have another banana ball player on it. And the week after that, we got Mama Rack on it.
Really?
Yep.
Dude, that is so amazing.
She's an NYABC.
How are you guys? You guys are just starting and you guys have already had. That says a lot about you guys. Look at these people who are willing to sacrifice their time to do this with you. One, because you guys are cool. Two, because you guys are amazing. Three, they know you're going to put in that prep to make sure it's cool. You guys have such a big influence. People look up to you and think that you're cool. That's why you're getting legends here.
You're the influencer.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
A huge thank you to our guest, Andy Archer, for coming on the show. We appreciate you spending time with us, Andy.
This is Riley.
And Brycen.
Thank you for joining us for this episode. And until next time,
think about what kind of kid you want to be.